What's happening, sports fans? Thanks for coming over to the DFS 5-pack. We're going to run through some baseball information for the 8th of October real quick. We got ourselves another 4-game slate. Hopefully everybody had a good day yesterday. Let's get into it. If you can, click the thumbs up button. Always appreciated. I did want to bring something up kind of off topic before we get into the baseball plays today. Just saw that the Bills and Titans game is going to be in question potentially this week. So just everybody double check your fantasy football lineups. Make sure you have yourself some out guys that you might need to play tonight, just because you don't have a lot of better options if that game doesn't work. I was looking at one of my lineups before this, and I have Diggs and Derrick Henry on the same team. Now, I have David Montgomery on the bench tonight as of right now, but I need to wildly consider playing him this evening, even though I don't really want to, because it might be all I have on my team to play. So I just want to reiterate to people, just double check that stuff. Make sure you're making good decisions because, COVID has things a little weird as far as these games are concerned. All right, guys. Check out Overlay. Big night again last night. Guys, the matchup shop is awesome. It is really, really fun to play on. Won my five guy parlay yesterday. If only I had the stones to play for real money on that one, it would have been nice with a 20-time return on your investment or whatever it was. Got to pick Stanton straight up, so that was really good. Guys, it is fun. It is really easy way to get the skin in the game. And sometimes you don't have time to deal with playing the optimizer people on DK or FanDuel. And it's a really easy way to get some money going without having to spend a lot of time being focused on what it is you're looking for. Plus, there is a simplistic portion of what we enjoy, and that is the idea that, like, last night I just bent Stanton over Urshela straight up. Like, I know exactly what I'm rooting for and exactly what I'm rooting against. Stanton was up 3, hits the homer, and ices it on that bad boy. Like, it's really fun to just look at these things. Morton over Tanaka was easy yesterday, so it's fun. And if you haven't played yet, go make an initial deposit, screenshot it, and send it to me so I can hook you up with a free 5-pack membership, kind of matching these different deposits that I have on the screen right now. All right, guys, thanks a lot. Sub to the channel if you're new to it. Let's talk about what we want looking at today. So as far as pitching goes, it's about as ugly of a pitching slate as you're going to find in playoff baseball. So I want to talk about Julio Urias from the Los Angeles Dodgers. And I wanted to bring him up today for a couple of reasons. And one, he is not listed as the starter everywhere. So very importantly, I want everybody to watch this one throughout the day. We don't know who the Dodgers are going to go with necessarily. Obviously, it's not going to be Clayton Kershaw or Walker Buehler because they've already pitched. But keep your eyes peeled for this one because this one could possibly go away. They might get a better option. You might get a worse option. It could be a bullpen game. We don't know for sure. Or it could just be Urias. If Urias is the pitcher, I do have some interest in today. One, he is too expensive. This is more than you want to pay for him. But the way that DK priced out this slate, it's okay to pay up for him. You would be overpaying for him, but there's still – we did lineup construction on the members only video. And we're going to talk through an offensive play that if you use him, I can play 2 of the top 3 pitchers in almost every single person I want offensively. So it's okay to overpay today. If it is Urias, he's a reverse split guy, which is good because San Diego is very righty heavy. I don't expect a dominant performance from him today. He's not going for 25 or 30 DK points, but he is one of the more talented pitchers on the slate today. They're playing in a good pitching park. And again, it's okay to overpay at pitching today. Other guys, I know Bellman's looking at Montez a little bit. I'm looking at Sixto a little bit. It is a horrendous day for pitching. I think Kyle Wright is popular because he gets the Marlins. So that's pitching as an overview, but it's a hideous slate. So keep your eyes peeled on Urias. We just wanted to bring up some points about him today. All right, next up. So Chad Pinder of the Oakland Athletics. This was the guy I was kind of referring to. If you play him in your lineup, you can literally do whatever it is that you want. He is only 2,200. He's going to be batting more than likely in the middle of that Oakland lineup. He's homered twice in this series right now already. Ball is flying out of the ballpark in this series. Expect him to be wildly popular. Do you want to fade him in GPPs? Well, it kind of depends on what you think about Oakland and what you want on roster construction. On a day like if Pinder comes in at, say 60% owned in tournaments, which is very plausible, and he gives you a 0, which is also plausible because he's not that good of a player, I mean, just using somebody else can be a big bump up in tournaments on a 4-game slate like this. So do you play him in cash games? Yeah, I would say that's the smart move. At 2,200, overwhelming chalk, and if he has another decent day at this price, plus it allows you to get up to all the good players on the slate, it makes a lot of sense. But of course, there's an argument to be made for fading in GPPs and maybe doing a mixture of both, depending on how you run your lineups out today. Next up, so the best player in baseball in the playoffs is Randy Arozarena of the Tampa Bay Rays. This dude is absolutely vibing right now. He is hitting everything. He's got 94 DK points in 5 playoff games. He'll be batting 3 for Tampa Bay again today. He's sub 4K. He is locked in as any player in baseball right now. Take all the best players in the game: Mookie Betts, Cody Bellinger, Stanton, who we're about to talk about. You name him, he is the best player in the playoffs so far. So yes, I absolutely want to get him in my lineup. Jordan Montgomery is no scrub, but this guy is hitting everybody as it currently stands. Next up, speaking of the Los Angeles Dodgers, I like Cody Bellinger today. So he had a big game last night, an amazing catch, nice offensive day as well. And at a glance, it's going to look like a lefty-on-lefty matchup for the Dodgers today. However, the Padres are rolling out a bullpen game, so he's going to get at bats against both lefties and righties. And because it's the last game, the Dodgers are a little bit underowned. Yesterday, for example, Atlanta was a little bit too popular because they were the first game. That's just the nature of us as DFS players wanting to get exposure to the first game because we want to watch it. We know what the starting lineup is, and Atlanta's really good, and it's not like Pablo Lopez is, Pedro Martinez or anything like that. But the Dodgers, even though we all know how good they are, and it's not like you get them at no ownership, are a little bit underowned due to the fact that it's the last game. They're really good, as you guys all know, and I like Bellinger as a guy who, again, he ain't getting him at 1% today or anything like that, but he's going to be a little low owned for his upside, and he's the kind of guy that can ruin a slate. Next up, along with the Rosarina, the other hottest hitter in baseball right now is Giancarlo Stanton. This beast of a man is just absolutely on fire throughout the playoffs. Homered again for us last night. He was fantastic. I appreciate the dollars on both DK and overlay that he provided yesterday. He is way too cheap at 4,300. He's getting a matchup with a lefty at least a couple of times today, potentially with Yarbrough up there. This guy's just feeling it right now, and they just might stop pitching to him. I could actually see him walking several times today if that were to come down to it, depending on how the game plays out. But Stanton is way too cheap at 4,300. He's as good right now as he's been at any point in his career. He's had some monster stretches where he's gone on tears like this before, but this is as well as he's ever played the game of baseball. And everything he touches is just being hit hard right now, assuming he actually gets the bat on it. It's like he either strikes it out or hits it hard. That's what we got for today, guys. I'll hit you with some showdown information in a little bit for the NFL slate. Thanks for watching, and have yourself a wonderful Thursday.